Hi Bella. Thank you for joining me today just with our work-based training. So we're just going to, which I've emailed you previously, 3 30-minute sessions. And what will entail today is our hopes today is to finish a blow wave with a little bit of body in the blow wave. And we're going to go through our brushes that we use, our styling products, and we're going to go through our technique as well, and we're going to work on our technique if we feel we need to. So just a little bit of housekeeping first. Make sure all our electrical goods are safe. We have no mess on the ground anywhere. I'm presuming like you're feeling comfortable here. Obviously you know where the toilets and everything are because this is work. But if you need a little bit of a break, please let me know. Okay, so we might just get started. Because you have already started your apprenticeship and you're a few weeks in it, and this is a really important thing for you to start with, because I really want you to feel comfortable blow waving a client's hair and understanding what products we use and why the products that we use. So, and there will be times once you are feeling quite comfortable that will be really busy. And I just need to do this, which did just happen before. So we've come back, we're just going to do a little mock on our mannequin hair before we start working on actual clients. So our lovely lady here, we've just done a little quick shampoo and condition with that. A lot of the clients that you'll find with the longer hair, product-wise, depending on the condition of the hair, what we will just stick to today is with a bit of mousse. So the reason being mousse is a really great product to add lift at the roots, and it's one that I think would be great for you to practice it here on, as I said, getting a little bit of body in. So this is our mousse that we love using in here. And I'll get you to just have a go. So I usually just put about a golf ball size in my hands. Yep. And then I rub it sort of in. And my little trick I tend to do is I actually sort of massage it in on the roots, because that's where I want my mousse to go, essentially. Yeah. And then if there is any product left over in your hands, just a really good way to just make the most of it so you're not using any wastage is just to massage that through to the ends. Yeah. Yeah, great. Okay, so next thing that we tend to use, just for the client's comfort as well, these tangle teasers are amazing. The other thing that's super important is make sure that all your products are free of hair. So, which just, you know, you're obviously looking after your products. They're disinfected every time that you use them, and for the client it looks nice. I can say it looks nice and clean. So I tend to just go through with my tail comb, my tangle teeth starting from the bottom, and then just working up gently. And these are really great little massager for the scalps as well. So they kind of get the cuticle going and so on. So have a little go of brushing that through Bella, being aware if there's any knots and just slowly starting from the bottom up. Yep.
No, I have an area that's thin. I have that like thick, like almost like ice cream. Yeah. Because it's like, and I don't like them.
And I think that just looks really nice for the client as well, that they're sitting at the chair with hair that's you know, not out everywhere. And I must admit, which I will go through with you another time. When you do have your client at the basin, I will generally do this at the basin. So when they come back, their hair's already looking neat and you've sort of got a version of the part in there. Alright, so I'll just go over that. Just sort of try, even if you lift up underneath here a little bit, see how there's still a couple of there, and we'll just try and gently get them out. And the reason being also is when it comes to sectioning with your blow dry, it's easy and it's quicker, a bit more efficient, because generally once you get into a routine you'll have a time frame that you have to do all these things by. So if you can make your life a little bit quicker and easier, do all these little tricks for that. Not this mannequin, but that's okay. Alright, so she's all good. Now, the next step is we've got our mix in there, we've combed that through, we're going to start blow drying. And I know you've done a fair bit of blow drying anyway, so we just want to go over your technique a little bit and work on that. So I know you've sectioned as well, but I'm just going to sort of go over that section with you and see if you're feeling comfortable or if there's anything that you need to add to that. So let me know if you want to talk to me about that. We will pretend this client loves her hair parted in the middle. So I use a tango, it's up to you what you feel more comfortable. I do love these middle ones, but everyone has what they feel more comfortable with. So I'm looking straight ahead in the mirror and I go from the client's nose. So it's like I'm drawing a line and my tail comb is actually touching the scalp, and it's as if I'm drawing a line through the scalp. And then I'm going to lift that up. And you see how that just makes that so much easier. And because you've already done your tangle tease through there, that's worked really well. And then, so obviously her head's up. So this is where I'm going to do this to my client, but I would ask them to put their head down, and I'd follow that through. So drawing that line all the way through to the middle neck of the head. Cool. So, would you like to have a go at that? Yeah. Now, which comb do you think you might feel comfortable with? Do you have a favourite you like to use, or you're happy to use a wide tooth comb, which probably is not a bad thing with hair that is a little bit when it's wet, because it's got a lot more elasticity when it's wet. So a wider tooth comb is, you're really looking after the hair in that aspect. So, yeah.
She's such a big girl now. I love it. Yeah. Is he loving playing this out?
Yeah.
Yeah, other boys too.
Not yet.
They're too young.
John too young.
Love it.
He really wants to play school in school. So I was like, and they're like, oh, maybe that's great. So we got kicked off.
Because he's so cross about it.
Yeah, great. All right, how's that feeling? Do you feel like that's centered? It doesn't need to be perfect, let's be honest. When you get into other techniques, that's when you really work on your sectioning and neat lines. But if you can learn it from the word go, like you've already done it, so that will come more naturally to you. So for me, it's really important to work doing things properly from the word go, making your life as easy as possible. And that means you're a lot more efficient with what you're doing as well. So, all right, very good. Okay, so we're just going to comb right out. And then a little trick that I find works fabulous when I do have a client with cowlicks. So cowlicks are those sort of growth patterns around the hairline, and you might actually have someone that has a really strong growth pattern that wants to go over that way. So the little trick you want to do is blow dry that the opposite way, but like actually when you're blow drying it across and not out at 45 degrees. Try and get it a little bit closer, and that is a way to just get that out. And another little aspect you'll find, because you'll be doing a lot of blow waving with clients that have just coloured their hair, they want to see the colour straight away. They don't want you to blow dry the back and then wait forever to see the colour. So I always blow dry the front of my hair first of the client's head, and that is just a great way for like in a great discussion as well. How does the colour feel? Are you happy with the colour? Little aspects like that. So you can actually section this whole little bit around the hairline, which is about an inch thickness.
Because I'm like, you've got different,
Either
so there's one
side.
down here,
Yeah.
and then you've got more up there.
And then what another really important thing to remember, Bella, is looking after your back as well. So you making sure that you're feeling comfortable with the height of the client. And obviously if your client was on a chair, you would just swivel them around.
That might be actually
We're
why.
going to swivel the hair around.
Just the fallout.
So, which means we're actually going to take this hair off.
Yeah.
Because for you, if you had that around the front, you're obviously twisting around and so on. Okay, so I want you to just section out that front bit for me, Bella, and then we will then just section the back. Okay. Yep.
That's going to help you because you're
Do you want the back section in half? So I would go just in front of the ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot.
And that's really showing the client that great bit of colour that you want them to see around the front. Especially if they've got foils, they haven't had foils before, or they've gone a bit blonder. They just they just can't wait to see. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to Noosa for a week in August, like with our family,
Oh, with the kids.
Yeah. But have one out.
Yeah.
So just move that hair out of the road for starters. Flip the back hair,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we're going to actually spin her head around. So you keep the other side done the same.
Yeah, a while ago. How did you go?
Do you know home? No. Stop. Well, like I reckon she's better. But she's such really obsessed with it. Oh, and Barbie can't put her to sleep.
Oh, really? She's not cool.
Oh, she'll let him put her to sleep like at the start. So like I can never at
Yeah.
Great. So we're going to blow dry this, but before we do that, back around. This is a really technique that I've just sort of learned over time. I used to do it another way, sectioning the good old hot cross bun way, which I think we've been taught before. This sectioning, you actually bring in the whole hair. So you pretty much do a C shape around the shape of the
Are you
hair.
going back at work?
Yeah, that's easy.
So when did you go back?
Got my tangle tees. And then I'm going to twist that
Oh, really?
up and get that out of the road.
Yeah.
So do you want to have a go at that? And then once you do that, I'll explain to you why for me, that technique works really well.
Yeah.
And the size that we're doing, Bella, just before you keep going, this is the size brush we're going to do. So I generally find I don't want to do any bigger section than what my brush is.
Yeah.
So I would say that's about an inch and a half.
I'm embarrassed on this.
It's so unfortunate. This girl, she was sometimes thought so much she used to kindergarten teacher, and she's like now like reporting back like what like students like parents used to say. She was like, this is like, like
been practicing your twisting up your sectioning, haven't you? That's great.
Otherwise it's so slow.
You'll get faster at it. The more repetitive you are at these things, the faster you get.
Shouldn't have said that now, but
Yeah. Cool.
do you like to do this one so that it doesn't get dry, or do you like to
No,
just
so
leave
you
it?
remember how you focus, if you allow that front to get dry in that cowlick,
No, I mean, like, do you like to put this into a little twisty?
nah, just leave it. Because there's no point, because you're going to come around the front. Once you've done the front, you're going to come straight back, and
Yeah.
there's honestly no point.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start on the front now. Yeah, so you really do need to get this dry as quickly as you can.
So do you,
Now you have been practicing round brushing, so I'm happy to just go over your technique with you, and I think because you have done already a little bit so far, I want you to have a go at just a really good round brush. We might do a little bit of twisting through the back, but we'll just practice on actually getting a round brush. So this is obviously, you're going to say to your client, look, I'm just going to move you around the front if that's comfortable for you. Is that height comfortable for you? See how I'm pretty much at my eye level? Like I'm not too high, not too low. I'm not doing any bending that's going to hurt my back.
yeah.
As well. So even just brushing, have your little tangle tees brush with you at all times, because this is going to make your technique so much easier. Obviously brushes are such an important tool. You will find ones you like and you don't. These are my favourite. I'm not sure what ones you've been working with lately. Bit of both. And the Dyson, I think, have you been using that one? Yeah, interesting. I'm not a fan either. I just feel like I get such
I
a
was
good...
using it because Daisy said to, and then I went back to those and I was like, almost.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really a personal choice. I just feel I get a better grip with these as well. Yeah, absolutely. So these are the YS Park ones. Now, as you can see, free of hair, it's been sterilised, which you would do before each client. Okay, let's get our dryer on. So, our Dyson. On around the front, I do put the heat down one, just because I feel that it can get a little bit hot in the time around the front. So I'm just going to do a little bit, Bella. So see how my sectioning is very much the same thickness and the same width as what my hairbrush is. And I'm just working my way through. I've got no knots in it, so that's allowing me to get that brush through really clean. And then so your technique's going great. I just thought we could practice a little bit, as I said, on the body of it, and getting a really good grip on it as well. So I'm sort of pretending that we do have slight cowlick here on our client. The next session we will be working on a client, so who may have, we'll obviously analyse the hairline and analyse the hair for what products we'll be using as well. So I suppose my main focus is to not over dry as well. And if I'm wanting a little bit more body colour, this is called when I'm over directing my actual brush. So I'm actually getting my brush in quite close to the scalp, and then I'm lifting it out. And the little technique which I've been working on with you is twisting the brush as we're working down the hair shaft. We're going up, and I come back down. And the other really important thing to be aware of is having those root area completely dry. Because you might think that looks dry and feel dry, but if it's not, your client will be outside with them now and their hair's going to be fluffy. So now, just a little, also, I keep working my way down slowly, and by keep twisting, I'm getting really great tension, which means just I want to get a little bit of stretch in there. And and then once I've done that section, I'm moving down, and I'm always, my hair dries wholly with my hairbrush, which means that I'm going to get a smoother result than if I'm sort of drying up and down, because I'm smoothing down the cuticle. Alright, does that cover it? Yeah, go for it. Yep. I suppose because we've got a mannequin head, we can sort of overdo it a little bit, but when we go to work on a client, we'll be very much aware because we don't want to overload down with them and then it's dry out. Yeah. So can you even see, if you sort of look side on now, Bella, can you see that lift? Yeah. So that's actually what we want him to achieve. We don't want the hair to be flat on itself. We're pretending this client's after a big bouncy wave. And by sort of which is perfect what you've been doing, by gently flowing that through, you're going to have the really nice smooth ends, because I think a lot of hairdressers forget about that. They just leave that floppy, but that just feels amazing. Yeah. So that is great. So obviously we don't want to leave that on our client's head. So we're just gently going to just separate that like a little bit. And then I want you to have a little turn during this front section now. So then I would like ask my client to move it so you're still comfortable, and you can separate half of this if you feel, which I think would be a good idea because it's quite a large section. You're not going to get close into the roots. And then have a little go of round brushing that up with a little bit of height on the roots. So you've got to feel like you've done your little cross check, you've got a nice clean section, it's not too large a section for you either, the size of the brush. Great. Great, you can see that lift now. So another great thing is, can you see how she has some shaping around there? If you wanted to favourite accentuate that shaping. See, that's amazing. That's great bounce. So you want to angle your brush a little bit more with the shape of the calf, and then curve your ends. So sort of doing a little twisting technique with your thumb and first finger with your brush, and by gently going over that, you're going to get a beautiful curve shape there. Yeah, great. Do you want to have a go on the other side?
Yeah.
Your lovely lady again. Now, does that feel comfortable to you, that position? Yeah. Don't get it, nice. I'll get it later.
Have you enjoyed it all at the schools and stuff?
Yeah, so now I just learn aptitudes.
Yeah. Do you work with kids?
Or no, not in the same grade. So I'm on the same year level as outfit.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting you picked up a different clip. Like I think everyone has their favourite sectioning clips as well.
Well, that one was just a little bit wonky. I think
Look,
it's time to retire. Look at that.
yeah,
Okay, true. He might have had his day. It's the recycling bin he goes.
very okay.
Fine. It's not for sectioning. I find
Which sectioning clips do you prefer?
it's a bit round. I like these ones because they've got a nice sharp.
Yeah, and they're really good for very thick hair, I find. They tend to hold the hair great.
I don't. This is a bit OCD, but I like that they're all just good. Like them just
I'm
look
sure
well.
your client appreciates that as well. Do you think that was a bit too big a section, Bella?
Do you think so?
Yeah. If you look at it, it's probably a little bit wider than the length of your brush.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get that really good even tension if you happen to have too long of a section as well.
Yeah. But
And most of the kids bring the dough.
yeah.
So once we've done this bit, Bella, we'll have a little break because that's the start of our first lesson.
Yeah.
Have a little go round brushing the ends to the shape of the face frame. And you can even just leave it and hold and let that set. And you can use your hold on your actual Dyson, and that actually helps set it. And you'll find you'll even get a really more intense curve around the front. So if you let that cool for a couple of seconds and then slide that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. Really good. Alright. So the process that, like I'm watching your technique, it's great. You're really being very thoughtful about your body and also your shoulders and standing up straight as well. So I think what I want you to do, if you're happy to, is I'm going to get you to keep going with this. Our little session time's up, but I want you to keep practicing in between now and our next section. And this is when we would move our client back around the front and start working our way up and standing in front of each section that you're doing. But from starters, that's a great, what I was hoping we would achieve in the session today, of getting a little bit of body through there, which you can really see. And you can see that that's not wet. So you've that's going to hold in place for you. Yeah. So that's yeah, fabulous. Thank you. All right, we will start another session throughout our work. But in the meantime, I would love for you to keep practicing, and we'll touch base on how it's going. Okay. Great. Thank you.